I made a video the other day talking about how God will remove friends and best friends from your life when you set a certain level of out your life. But just because God is moving them, it doesn't mean that it's easy. I had somebody that I was friends with. We lived together, and it's been exactly 5 years this year, this March, and it's still uneasy feelings. Because what happened is, when you are friends with that person, in your head you think it's going to be for a while. Granted, we were really two different people. We didn't really enjoy the same thing, but it was weird if you don't really have a lot of in common with someone. But at the same time, I had this thing where I feel like I wanted to be that person's friend, so I let that person in my life basically use me for a lot of things, because I had this thing that I wanted to be friends. I wanted to be in that person's circle. But no matter how much I try, it never feel genuine. It never feel easy. I always feel like something is missing. But because I don't know if it's like my childhood or things that I experienced, I always feel like I wanted to be that person's friend. So I allow that friends to use me for so many years. I'm talking about that person never had a car, and then she will invite me to places that she's going with her friends because I had a car, and because she wanted me to give her a ride, not because she wanted me to be there, but because she needed a ride there. Does that make sense? But it was like for so many years. I think it was almost 13 years. And I had this thing because I wanted to be that person's friend so bad. So I let it happen. I let that person just basically use me. And it happened, it kept happening for a while. And I let it happen because I wanted to be in that person's circle. But in 2020, that place that I was living, and she was living there with me for 20 years, well, not 20 years, 3 years, I decided I want to move on. I decided I want to do something different. I choose a different path in my life, and I sold that place. And when I notified that person that I was going to sell my condo, and then let her know that it was gonna take me 45 days a total, so she has 45 days to find a place to stay, because I decided I was not going to move with her because I was in a relationship that I trust and believe in. I decided I'm gonna sell my condo and I am going to move with my boyfriend at the time. And it was the beginning of the hatred. That person hated me. In her mind, she think that 45 days was not enough time for her to find a place to stay, and she wanted more time. And I'm like, 45 days, that's enough time to find an apartment, whatever it might be that you choose to do. But I'm selling this place and I'm not finding a place to move with you. And until now, she is my enemy. We don't talk, so she's going around talking a lot of things, how I am a bad friend, I am that, and a bunch of nonsense, that things that never happened. But what I couldn't understand is, it was like God way of doing things for me. The place that I was heading, there was no way I could take her with me, because the lifestyle that I wanted, it was completely different than her lifestyle. I wanted to be married. I wanted to be a wife. I wanted to have kids. I wanted to have my own family. And I was like 30, 33 at that time. So while I was praying, asking God for all these things, God is making his way. And my boyfriend at the time told me that you can move with me, we can sell your condo until we can find a place together. And truth be told, 3 months after we moving together, he proposed, and then we have a really good, beautiful life right now. I have a a son, we have a house together, and but that friend, until now, it's just really hard even seeing her pictures. And it just like, it's somebody use you for so many years and then they can just move on like this. And I did try my part. I sent a letter that was a couple months or maybe 6 months after that happened, saying that, because if I wanted to apologize for, I don't know what I was apologizing for, because I didn't do anything wrong, but I wanted to let her know that if she thinks that I did something wrong, I apologize. I couldn't understand that it was God work of removing her in my life, and it was really hard to understand that the way I was going, there was no way she could have gone with me, and then God had to make that happen in order for me to move on. And it is okay for that to happen when in life there is a certain chapter that you are about to enter. You cannot take that. Everybody cannot go with you, you know what I mean? But it doesn't make it easier. It's really hard to understand. It's really hard to find that someone that you've been friends with or family member that you know for years, that something very meaning, very small, and then it turned to a big things. That's because God is doing their work, and then unfortunately you cannot take everybody with you. But it's just like, I don't know, I just wish God could do it in a way where I understand, because for years it was haunting me. I did something wrong, and probably because she was going around telling people that how bad I was and how horrible things that I did to her. I give her 45 days to find a place, and I am a bad friend, I am a bad person. So that didn't help, but I made it through. So I cut off a lot of people that we had in common. That way I don't, there's this thing that says if you don't hear it, then it doesn't really bother you. So I try to stay away from people that she hang out with, so I don't get to see her picture all the time in my face, or to know what she's up to, what she's doing. I don't need to know. I don't want to know. So that's what I did to be able to survive that phase in my life, because it was rough. Sometimes God is doing things that we don't understand. We just have to trust him. But I did have a really hard time trusting what God is doing in my life at that time. But I am so grateful. When I look at my life now, there was no way that friendship would have survived, because not only we see things different, we're doing different things. And right now I really don't have the time for going to parties and doing all these activities with friends, because I have a family that I asked God for, and God granted me with it. And my goal is to focus on that instead of trying to be the next thing and trying to go to all those cookouts and parties and clubbing. Like I passed this life. I am turning 40, and right now my focus on my family, my son, and enjoying my best life on the way that I like, the way that I find that is enjoyable to me. These things that that friend was doing, I was never enjoy them. Whenever she invited me to a place, it was, I always feel uncomfortable, but I go because I wanted her friendship. But at the end of the day, from what, and see, she never really wanted my friendship. She never really wanted to be my friend, but she sees something on me that she could use me. She used me for my car, stay with me for 3 years, and other things. But all is well. God is good. I'm still here. I am walking through it. But I guess the point of this video is, just because God is moving people from your life, it's not something that easy. It's not something that you just get over it. It's a work in progress, but you have to trust God is working on it, and it will not hurt you. And if it take you 5 years, like it take me, to forget about somebody that you encountered with, to forget about a friend that you've been friends with, then give yourself grace to walk through it. I'm still working through it. So I'm so glad I get to talk about it here now, because it's also helped to talk about what happened and talk it out loud. And I wish her all the best, and I don't think it's something that I'm gonna forget tomorrow. And because it was a while that I thought we were like friends per se. But anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic Saturday, and thank you for giving me a place to be vulnerable and talk to you all. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.